Okay, this is gonna be my first build guide on Death Must Die. It's a caster Avoron build. Block is important for getting exalt procs. Passive tree mostly focuses on getting exalt and some defensive capabilities and taking the prime damage for some increase in cast damage. In the last point, for stats, the build is not too tanky, not too squishy. Doesn't have the most HP overall, but some damage reduction, no evasion sadly, but it's okay. Most of our offensive capabilities will come from the new Winter Relic that everyone got, basically making your cast go insane when you are exalted. And the other gear mostly focuses on cast duration, some experience gain, as you wanna hit some casts quite early, otherwise you will struggle with this build. Master and Legends offers right here, it's nice, but it's not really well, recommended, but not necessary, I guess. Having some strong healing on one item, either life regeneration, chance to gain life on kill, either is fine. But just get some of that HP back that you will be losing, especially early on. Later on, that's not so much a problem. Cast projectiles also decent, not the most important, but decent stat. It's still really cast duration we're looking for. Also, you will need 2 additional cast slots on your belt to be able to run this build.
I don't really care for what's going
on. For gods, we want to lock in justice, time, and lightning. Yeah, looking for something like time field here. It's novice, but that's alright. Gets us going. Yeah, when it comes to power level, this is quite stationary build. Like once you have a few levels in your casts, you don't really need to move anymore. You can just stand still and everything will die just the same. I'm just gonna take the dash here, so we get better chances for the other 2 gods to lock in what we want on the first pick.
Time's hourglass is the center of their power, yet they handed it to you so that death may face judgment.
Right, what we want, but also not what we want. This is what we want. Those are gonna be our 2 main casts, Light Race and Time Field. Oh yeah, I also said that you need +2, +1 is enough, you only need the upgrade for the Light Race actually. We don't go for the Time Field upgrades ever. Because it just removes a lot of area and it's not really what we want here. We want our safe zone to be big and healthy.
Intriguing.
I kinda wanna reroll for urgency here. Hopefully hit that. I don't wanna spend every reroll. Worst case scenario, we're gonna take a base attack of lightning. We do want to banish that later when we get the fates. Yeah, still gotta move a little. Not quite at the power level yet, minute 1. Alright, we locked in our free gods, so we can spam alterations now till we hit the fates. Sadly, already used up all of my banishes. Yeah, get those banishes, get those rerolls. Alterations allows us to roll for the fates again when we get the next level up. We can take urgency later, hopefully on higher rarity. Okay. Yeah, that's really not what I want to see here. This is alright. And as you can see, the build not having as much defensive capabilities really isn't even that bad. Oh, that's, yeah, you want to take building a case as early as you can in your run, as it will give you damage on every level up you receive. So the earlier you get this, the more damage you will pump out with it in the end. And damage is a big defensive layer of this build, but also the beam CC, the field CCs, it's yeah. It has defensive layers other than just armor, evasion and HP. Okay, take the light race upgrades. It's gonna be our main damage source on this build. The time field, especially later on, is mostly defense, but right now it's probably still the most damage. As everything coming to me consistently gets damaged by it, unlike the beams that are not that consistent yet, especially against melee opponents. Cooldown on the light race. Very important, as we want to get as much cooldown reduction and duration as we can, so our time fields and light race stack as much as possible. Secure another banish there. Take the upgrade. Oh, that's perfect. That's beautiful. Getting master level cooldown reduction is gonna increase the power output by a lot. I just love it when you get this collective of light beams raining down on a single target. Well, yeah, minute 6 looks like we're pretty much there. Just gonna reroll, hopefully, yes, get this. Little circle once in a while, collect all the XP. It's way more important on this build to get EXP and the levels in, rather than just run around and collecting shrines. There are builds where basically shrines is all you got and you don't level at all, but this is basically the polar opposite. Standing still also layers your defense better. Always having a time zone around you, slowing enemy projectiles, I usually just auto-attack them away and everything moving up to me automatically dies. Another level in cooldown reduction. And at this point we already have 2.2 seconds cooldown and 6.3 seconds duration. So they are already stacking quite a bit. Yeah, you can see the boss damage also ramps as soon as multiple light beam slayer on that. little XP loop. Continue leveling up that building a case. As it's our main damage source, and as you can also see on Darkness 100, first boss died quite quick. Don't really want any of this, but haste is alright. Not that we would really use it. And this is quite nice on the other side. Taking the increased pull range would have been also good, but if you see Taste of Time, why not take it? We want this, but hopefully a bit higher rarity to start on. Save 1 or 2 level ups that we need to invest. Yeah, get that time field. As you can see with the life on kill, my life it pops back up quite fast. So even if I take 1 or 2 hits, I am not really in danger at this point by anything really. Bosses, of course, I should move a bit and not take everything, not waste revives and stuff like that, but overall the kill speed is quite fast.
Infinity.
Oh yeah, and you shouldn't forget, getting hit once in a while can trigger your exalted state, which especially later on when you don't get the full duration from one level up to the next from the other exalted passive, it's actually quite important. Gonna take Reprisal here just to stop motion enemies even more and stun them up a bit for the light rays. Yeah, finish out that. Are we max? Yeah, one missing, alright.
The righteous.
But yeah, pretty much as you can see, the world is complete. I now have pretty much my zone where I am not untouchable, but 90% of what can be thrown at me will not get past my casts.
I am.
Just go for the alteration here. Yep, max that out. So it's actually quite crazy, this one. Like at this point, every level up gives me 15% damage on my main damage skill. And then the beams stack, right? So, like, yeah, it's quite insane actually. Yeah, we're also starting to max out the light rays themselves. 6.3 duration, 1.4 cooldown, and we are still yet to get the time passive for the increased duration on the light rays. So that's actually gonna go up by quite a lot again. Also, it's sometimes hard to decode from the game what stats exactly do and how they interact, but I am pretty much sure that the cast duration you bring in with your gear and the cooldown reduction you bring in with your gear scales kind of differently from the one you get in game. It all reads into the stat in the end, but just from the feeling how impactful it is, it's probably both going from like base value. But I'm not sure on that. Don't quote me on that ever. Thank you. Yeah, I guess we can just take damage. That's alright. Yes, you see, beam stacking, and it starts to hurt a lot. Just real quick to actually that 2 banishes from reroll. I'm gonna check that later. Black Paragon heavy with duration. Nope. Definitely nope. Alright. At this point you're also more free to move safe. It's a bit late in the game, but if you want to get some power you don't really actually need at this point, you can pretty much start moving without really taking damage as your light beams are gonna beam shit up.
We understand that mortals
Time fields also start layering, so at the point you walk in here and maybe 1-2 beams start stacking on you, it's kinda insane the damage it does. On master offer. Nah. We just get another journey level. Yeah, I really gotta say the winter relic they released for Avoron is probably, I haven't tried them all out yet, but probably the most broken one of them all. Because it makes casts that overlap in duration and cooldown reduction just so insanely strong once you get exalted. And as you can see, 1-2 blocks I'm exalted, getting exalted. Probably the hardest part in late game is actually getting hit to get exalted. Oh, I say that and I almost die.
Stormy clouds are gathering.
Yeah, we kinda really want to get that stillness at this point. Just gonna get devotion to time. We don't want really anything from lightning anymore anyway. Justice still has a few things that are quite alright, like healing and damage reduction, but yeah, just getting that increased cast duration would be the peak to the damage. You're just gonna... Okay, get 2. Wouldn't mind if I would get stillness in those offers now. I usually never do this, but at this point I'm just gonna take the lightning orbs. It's not like you need them at all, but it was a master offer. And not just that. Oh, okay. Take your hands off the keyboard once and you will be punished, I guess. So yeah, minute 18 on 100 darkness, 44% damage reduction, 170 life isn't much as you just saw, though.
You really think?
Usually if you are ready to move a centimeter every 5 minutes, it should be fine. Okay, actually, Can't see shit now through the sparks. Oh, inventory's a bit full again. I won't be doing a seminar around soon, I think. I used to do that when it was just Act 1 and I would build him defensively and let the back then immortal minions do all the work, but that's long past. Maybe one day again. Yeah, really nothing special there. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit sad right now that I did not get to have stillness. Probably should have taken it earlier and not waited. But even though it's kinda important, as you can see, on Darkness 100 this build still does quite well when it comes to defense and offense. Yeah, 2 slots not filled. I'm not gonna walk down for this. Alright. This is it, I guess. Let's see that little damage check. Yeah, this actually was a real bummer when it comes to my total damage in a run like this on this build. Usually it's above 300 million. So being on 273 is, yeah, actually quite a disappointing run for this.